I know I said I wasn't going to vlog this week, but here we are. I've decided to do a little bit of a vlog. My beautiful friend Gabby, Paperbacks and Daisies, I'm going to link her channel down in the description. I was watching a video that she posted yesterday where she just sort of tracked how much she read in a week. And I thought that would be fun. I am going to Sydney next week, and that's why I wasn't going to vlog, because next week's going to be really intense for work, and I've actually got a few things coming up now that have been thrown in the mix for this week for work and content stuff, which I still kick myself that I'm getting paid to do all these crazy things. Anyways, I digress. But I've also been reading a lot lately, and I've been like so inspired and wanting to read a lot, and so I thought I would do the same thing as what Gabby did and give myself a time limit to vlog, and finish this vlog up on Sunday, edit it, and it gives you guys a new video next week. So I'm going to do that. It is Tuesday, however, so we're starting this a day late, but I'm just going to fill you in on what happened on Monday. I ended the last vlog talking about this book, which is Sunstruck by William Rayford Hunter, and oh my goodness, I cannot. Penguin sent this to me, and I am so grateful that they sent it to me, because this book is phenomenal. It's one of my favorite books that I've read this year, and I think it is probably the most readable book I've read this year. This is William Rayford Hunter's debut, and it's called Sunstruck, and I want you to think Call Me By Your Name meets Saltburn, but with a larger political backdrop. This follows a young black man who goes to stay with his friend Lily from university, her family, at a French chateau, and he ends up getting entangled with the family, and in particular her brother, and we know this from the start. There's this tension that's building, and we know that he's this charming man, and he can't seem to keep his eyes off him, and we follow their relationship over the course of a few years, and it also touches on some really pressing issues surrounding black lives and violence, and being in the closet, and things that are still really entrenched in society, and it says a lot. And this book, I think, does it in a really beautiful way, because it is extremely readable. You can I couldn't put this down. It has a plot that keeps your eyes on it, and at the start I didn't think it was going to have such a large message, but it did, and I just really enjoyed it. I just think everybody should read this book, and if you aren't a large reader, I think this is going to appeal to a lot of people, and some of the lines in here are beautiful and really poetic, but it's not pretentious at all. It's really accessible, and the plot and the pace is really, really well done. It is longer. It's around 400 pages long, but I don't think that took away from the book at all. And so yeah, congratulations to William Rayford Hunter on this absolute masterpiece of a book. This is going to be a book of a summer, I think, over in Europe and the States, because it's phenomenal, and I hope it gets some flowers, because it deserves it. And this morning I came home from the gym. It's like 10 o'clock at the moment, and then I ate my breakfast, watched a bit of YouTube, and then I read this. This is Kitchen Hymns by Padraig O'Tuma, and I wasn't actually going to buy this, but I went to see Padraig speak on Saturday night, and he read poems from this, and it captivated me, and I knew I had to buy it. So the next day when I went into work, I bought this book, and this is around the kitchen being a place of community and connection and language, and kitchen hymns were songs sung by people who couldn't always go to church, and they'd bring them home and sing them in the kitchen, and that's where the name originates from. But this is, I guess, a religious collection of poems, but it is a lot more than that. I am not religious at all, but I think everybody can sort of take something from this. I will say I enjoyed hearing him read them more, but I think that's always the way, because poetry is translated when we speak it, and when we hear the person who wrote it say it, and then again when other people read it, and I read it aloud, but I don't think it had the same ring to it. But that being said, I did enjoy it, and I'm glad to have read it. It's definitely a one sitting sort of thing. I think if I didn't read it in one sitting, I probably wouldn't have come back to it. So yes, I finished that, and then I think I will start another book this afternoon, probably another short one, and then we'll see. But I'm not sure. I'm going to do some work now. I've got quite a bit of work to do, and then maybe go on a walk this afternoon, hang out, nothing crazy, but yes, I'm excited to be doing this with you. Day when I'm on my walk, I walk past this house and they have a cannon in their front yard, and I don't understand in today's day and age why you need a cannon. But I mean, I have millions of books, so each their own. I haven't done any reading since I last spoke to you. I know, really, really terrible, but I've been shackled to my desk all day. I'm working on a really exciting thing for one of my friends, and been writing a lot. So anyways, you'll hear about that soon, I'm pretty sure, but I'm just trying to get that done because there's a busy few weeks ahead. So I spent 4 hours working on it, and then I think I'll do another hour or so on it tonight and hopefully wrap that up. But now I think I just need a break. I just want to lay on the couch, watch some YouTube, and have maybe a sweet treat, or coconut water, chocolate coconut water. So hard to get here in Australia, but if you look at the ink on my hands from writing. If you haven't tried it, oh my god, you have to. Anyways, I thought I'd give you a quick office tour and just show you around, because I feel like I haven't shown you in the daylight what it's looking like. And it's a bit of a mess now, but who cares? Office is in the first room as you walk into the house. I have this beautiful Turkish rug, Persian rug, which I love. I think it adds to the room so much. And then over here I just have like a spot where I put my bag and dog bed, because the dogs and the puppies sit in here with me every single day, which I love. And then I have this massive table, which was at my sister's house, but it works perfectly. My mum hates it, but I think it's beautiful, and it does exactly what I need to do. I love having all these piles of books, and they all have their place, so I really like that. Here I have some coffee table books. I also have my London reviews here, which I go through, some poetry. I have the Book of Days. Of course, I look through this every single day without fail. Here I have more coffee table books, and I just rotate these out depending on what I'm liking that week. I also have some like camera, gimbal-y, microphone, content creation stuff, pens here. Same over there. I have this lamp, which I'm not really a fan of, but it does the job. Pencil case. Here I have my TBR for the week, which always just reminds me what I'm working towards. That's constantly changing. Always on my desk as well, I keep my writing notebook. So this is where I write out like any interviews. That's what I've been working in today, and that kind of thing. Planning for like writings I'm working on, content creation, scripts, whatever, it all goes in there. I've got my beautiful laptop, which I bought at the start of the year, and I love this. I also keep my Paper Republic on my desk, of course. This is just a whole other beast that is getting bigger and bigger, but I love it. It's really beautiful. And then here I have one of my favorite coffee table books, which is of Maplethorpe. And then I always put books that I'm needing to review in the next week. They pile up there, or books I need for whatever need, and always sticky notes as well. And I got a pair of AirPods, which someone lost, and that was their misfortune, and now they're mine. Anyways, so that's that sort of side of the office. I have this plant in the corner, and then from my desk, this is my view, which is insane. Like, how nice is that? I have this poster, which I'm going to put away because it doesn't fit in here, but out my window also is this beautiful view. I have two windows in here, but this one goes outside to this beautiful courtyard. And so I'm hoping to get a little table and chairs to go out there as well, so then I can read out there. But down here we have this leopard print chair, which is just for the time being, but there's something so camp about it. It's so ugly that it's almost good. So it will do for now. Then here I have a few cabinets under there which sort of just hold like camera equipment, random stuff. I have my record player. There's records under there also. And then on this shelf, this is in no like alphabetical order or anything. I just have a lot of my books. These shelves are more like fiction-y, sort of just like random uglier spines that I don't like as much, but it's just really randomized. And then I have this painting it's my dad's. And then here we have my Patti Smith collection, some of it, Paris reviews, this beautiful vase my dad made me. And then here just some more coffee table books, some matches for candles, and this vase my dad made as well. And then here we have just random stuff in here again. There's a bar fridge that the last people left. There's nothing in that because, I mean, I'm not that lazy that I can't walk to the main fridge. Down here we have my TBR. So this is all the books on my TBR, which is sort of excessive, but it is what it is, and it's ever expanding. This painting is from my godmother. There's actually two here. This is of a very particular hotel in France, which I love. And then here I just have some technology and other diaries and things, and my camera and some chargers. And then up here are more of my favorite books, and there's two shelves and then some more coffee table books up there as well. Yep, anyways, chill afternoon today for the next hour, and then we'll do some reading tonight and some more writing. So very busy, very stressed, but it's good. It is, what day is it? It's Wednesday now. I got up this morning, I went to the gym. Being a gym baddie, I really didn't want to go this morning, but I was like, I better go because I've got a busy few days. So I needed to go today. But I want to jump on here and do my face, do my skincare and my makeup for the day while I talk to you about what I was reading yesterday. So I read Kitchen Hymns in the morning, which I spoke to you about already. And then when night rolled around, I didn't really do any reading before like during the night. It was just before I went to bed, and I read I am writing to avenge my people by Annie Ernaux, and I've read quite a lot of Ernaux before. I think I've read 4 books of hers. I've sort of read them in what I feel is a wacky order, and I don't know why I've done it. Like, I really, after reading the Nobel Prize speech, which I really, really enjoyed, I think everybody should read it, but it's definitely not a piece of work you should read before the other ones. And I really, at the end, there was like this autobiographical section in it, and I really enjoyed that. And I know maybe it's like a girl's story or something like that. Is one of her books that's more like autobiographical about her life growing up, and it really made me want to read that. So I think I'm going to try and get my hands on that in the next few months and read that. I've read like 4 other pieces of her work and I love them every time, but I feel like I probably should have started. I watched a video by my friend Renata yesterday, and she was saying you should definitely start with her more like explaining of her upbringing and her parents' upbringing, because it gives you a lot of context for her later work, which I feel like I've read everything in the wrong order. But anyways, I guess it doesn't matter that much because it's done now. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. And then I was tossing up about what book to read after that. And I was going to read Boulder because I'm going away next week, and the book club that I'm running, the book event, is the week after that. So I was like, oh, I don't want to leave it to the last minute, but then I also don't want to read it too long before the event and then not remember. And I need to like sit down and read it in like 2 or 1 sitting if possible.
so then I can make notes and then make the prompt and discussion cards. So I've decided that I'm going to read that like 3 days before the event and leave it to a bit of a mad rush, which probably isn't the best idea, but anyways, that's what's going to be happening. So I started in tongues this morning after I got back from the gym. I've read like 20 or so pages, and Nathan, thanks a lot, because I hadn't heard really anything about in tongues, and then Nathan said the way I felt about open heaven being like sort of meh is the way he felt about open tongues. So now I have a little bit of skepticism rolling into it, but we'll see. The first 20 pages, it's very fast paced. Like I feel like they're glazing on over a lot of things I cannot speak. Also, I hope the audio is okay, because I'm in the bathroom, obviously, doing my makeup for the day. I feel like I'm missing something. Ben did this the other day for a whole video, and I was like, I love that idea. So I have stolen that from Benjamin Journal, so shout out. And they also used in their video this like glow stick, like this translucent glow stick. And my little sister said she had one that I could have, and then I went looking for it and I couldn't find it. So I'm sort of upset I'm not being able to use that today, but that's okay. I will read a little bit of In Tongues tonight before bed, but I don't really think I'm going to have a chance to do any reading throughout the day. I've got to head into the city to see my friend Nathan. We're working on a very exciting project together, so I'm going to go and catch up with him, and then I'm going to head and do a few other things tonight. I'm not going to stay here tonight. And then I'll drive back tomorrow here, all the way back, like 2 hours. And then I'm going to get my eyebrows done and my eyelashes, because got a big week of business next week, and probably a lot of filming, so I want to look good for that. I think I must have got something in my eye because it's very red. So I'm going to do that, and then I think I'm heading into the city to do a brand deal tomorrow night. It might fall through today, I should hear, but it's a funny backstory. I'm not going to go into it here, but it may be with the Beetlejuice musical, and it's really funny because me and my friends were joking about that the other day when we were in the city, and it's like it manifested it. So I might go and see the Beetlejuice musical tomorrow night with, I think, my mum. I'll bring if I have a second ticket. So yeah, very busy. I would really like to find my lipstick, but I don't know what that is. And I want to get a lip stain. I think a lip stain could be cute. So maybe when I'm in Sydney, we'll go makeup shopping together. I'm not sure. I need to do my hair. Anyways, that's what's going on. I put this product in my hair. It's the only product I've found that keeps my curls intact and then also gets rid of the frizz. It's called Riggs. It's from a small Australian brand, and it's like a clay. I do go through quite a bit of it, and it's quite expensive, but it's not as expensive as some hair products. So if it's the only thing that works on my hair that I've found, I've tried so many different curl creams and like anti-frizz stuff, and they don't work. They just make me look by lunchtime that I've been electrocuted. My hair's not feeling that good today actually, but we'll see. I've been getting really into fragrance lately, which I love. I'm obsessed. And I got sent these fragrances from this small fragrance house. Actually, I don't think they're that small. They're called Able. They sent me a few samples. 2 of them, definitely not something that I like. I've tried them a few times. They just sort of smell like lollies. And to be honest, I love that like woody sort of scent. But there's one that's like a musky sort of woody scent. So I think I'm going to wear that today. It's called, this is the bottle, it's called Cyan Nori. So we're going to, it is quite fresh though, so it is a little bit sunny here today. So, and then I think I'm going to pair it with like an Ace. Maybe actually, we'll just pair it with Santal 33. This is just my go-to. Honestly, it's like a bit of a base layer at the moment. But that is that. Hopefully some more reading today. And yeah, let's go. I have had a really stressful few hours. I had a few updates to the brand deal I'm doing tomorrow, so now I have to be in Melbourne in the morning as well. So the plan is currently I'm going to stay in Melbourne tonight, go to that event tomorrow morning, and then drive back home, quickly get changed, I think if I have time, go and get my eyebrows done, catch a train back to the city, have some dinner, and then go to the event, film what they need filmed, and then head home. So
It's Beetlejuice the musical, which is so funny, but things just happen so quickly in the content creation world, and timelines get sprung on you, which is something I'm learning to deal with, and the stress of not having things planned in advance, which I tend to like a lot more. But it's all about learning and trying to go with the flow. I'm now going to see my friend Nathan in the city as well. But I really need to go to the toilet, so I may be speeding a little bit. But anyways, yeah, I don't know how much reading's going to get done, but just thought I'd give you a little update. It is Thursday. I have had the busiest morning ever. I drove to the city to go to the media press release thing for the Beetlejuice musical, which I'm going back to Melbourne tonight to attend. Anyways, home for like an hour. I'll probably maybe change my outfit, not sure yet. And then I've got to go get my eyebrows done and then go at 4 o'clock. Anyways, but I checked the mailbox. I was hoping my Kobo arrived, but it didn't. But a few other things actually arrived. So I'm going to open these. This one is from York Street. Actually, I don't know if I meant to say where it's from. Okay, this is it. This is the fragrance. It is from the fragrance house called Gabba. I'm not really sure exactly how it's spoken, but this is their number 2 ground perfume. They offered to send me something. They have a few different ones available, but this one sounded like it was the most up my alley, I guess. The notes in this are a little bit strange, to be honest, and I do not like coriander, and that is the top note. So we're going to see what we think of it. It has the top notes are coriander, saffron, pink pepper, ginger, bergamot, and then it has middle notes of fig, cedarwood, and orris, and then it has bottom base notes of sandalwood, patchouli, vetiver, musk. So it is their woodiest sort of scent. It comes in this beautiful bottle, which does give ground. It has wood there. Oh my god, this is delicious. I'm obsessed. I'm going to give it a second to settle, but oh my god, it smells so familiar. It definitely is almost sweet. I think that's obviously the pink pepper coming through and the fig, but it doesn't smell like coriander-y at all. It smells really fresh, but very androgynous, like extremely androgynous. So if you want an androgynous scent, I would definitely get this. It is ground by Gabba. So thank you, Gabba. I really appreciate that. I'm going to be wearing that tonight. That is delicious. And then book mail, always. My beautiful friend, Alexander, who also is from Melbourne, recently released a poetry collection, and they have kindly sent me a copy of their book, written me a beautiful note in here. Says to Charlie, I hope you enjoy the book, and they've signed it. But this is a collection of poems, stories, just takings from their life, and this was called Was the Poet Drunk? The blurb on the back says, but for those locals who have swum against these currents, fought against these icy waters, know that the ocean isn't always dangerous. These waves don't just harbour death, don't only aim to steal your last breath. Maybe if you stay long enough, watch the sunset, watch the clouds part, you'll notice the break, the serene silence, the sweet absence of violence. So that is the introduction. I'll definitely try and get to this in over the next few weeks, Alex. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I feel so lucky. I'm always getting sent such beautiful things. Let's see what this one's like now. Oh my god, that is beautiful. I like that. I get sent quite a few fragrances, and it's like so hit or miss. And I was talking to my beautiful friend Caitlin, who runs the Substack Milk Fed, about fragrance and how you should never blind buy fragrance. So if you can get like small samples, it's always better. And so I've had other companies send me small samples, and I've been so thankful because I don't like them. But this, I'm not being like paid. I didn't have to talk about this, but I really do like that. It's very different to anything I have. So amazing. Yesterday was busy as well. Ran around like a headless chook. Read a little bit. I read probably 50 pages of In Tongues, and it's good so far. It's very readable, and I hopefully will finish that over the next few days. think it's like 250 pages. So hopefully by the time I go to Sydney, that is all finished, and I'll update you as I go along. This vlog is actually going to be long, I think. So sorry about that. But I also started listening to Deviants. I cannot remember the author's name. I'm incredibly sorry. I'm going to pop it up on the screen. It's about 3 generations of queer men in India, and it's so interesting and different, and it's like nothing I've read before, and so that's been keeping me entertained on my drive today, which I probably listened to like 3 hours of it, which I'm getting through it quickly. But yeah, that's all my updates. I'm gonna go and eat something now, and then I don't know if I should change my outfit. I'm just wearing blue jeans and my loafers with this sweater and a black jacket. I don't know if I can be bothered getting changed. I'm sort of happy with this. Not really. It's very boring, but I know next week I'm going to be at the Writers' Festival week trying to plan cool outfits. So maybe today we just surrender and I'll add a scarf on to spice it up. But yeah, that's it. I don't think I've spoken to today yet. I've had a chill but busy day. Last night I went to the Beetlejuice musical, which, oh my goodness, if you were from Melbourne, like I am doing a sponsored post over on TikTok to talk about it, but oh my goodness, they gave me tickets to go. I went to the media briefing yesterday morning, which was like crazy. I've never done something like that. And then my mum and I headed out for dinner. And then we went to see the show last night. And I'm not a musical guy, but this might have changed something for me. It was incredible. It has been completely adapted to suit an Australian audience. So my mum said she's never seen me laugh that much. I was like wetting my pants. Some of the jokes are so cringy, but they're so funny, so on the nose. And I think it is so great for a range of audiences. It's definitely a little bit scary, and I took a lot from it. It was very profound, but it was so funny, and I had an incredible night. I definitely want to go and see it again, so I'm going to see if I can get tickets to go with my sisters, potentially towards the end of the season. Anyways, did that last night, came home this morning. I obviously got home really late, so I was so tired, and I wasn't going to go to the gym, but I did it. And then I spent the morning just like sort of relaxing, eating breakfast, just like part of me trying to recuperate because I'm feeling super exhausted, run down, and I've got a massive, even bigger week next week. So anyways, did that. Then I worked on my Substack that needs to be uploaded every week, my media that you can consume instead of doom scrolling. That takes me like quite a few hours to compile and write and whatever. So I spent probably like 3 or 4 hours doing that today. And then I just edited the Beetlejuice video, which I'm going to send off for approval now to try and upload that tonight. But it's cutting it close because it's almost end of business day for them to approve that. Anyways, in terms of reading, I read a poem from Padraig's thing tomorrow. I read a thing from Padraig's book this morning, the 44 poems on being with each other. I read a poem. Didn't really like it, but whatever. That's poetry, you know, you're not going to like everything. And then I also read about 1 chapter of In Tongues, but I'm like just over 50 pages through this because I did not read a lick yesterday of this. So I think tonight I'm going to try and get to part 2, which is at page 100 and something. So yeah, I'm going to do that tonight. I think I'm going to go hop on the couch and just chill out for a bit, but yeah, lots of reading, sort of, but also just having a good time this week, which I'm liking. It's like almost 8 o'clock. I have spent the past like hour or so filling in my quote commonplace journal. I literally haven't read a lick today at all. I had work and I worked all day. and I was busy at the bookshop, whatever. So I just haven't read at all. But I am about 170 pages in Tongues. It is 270 pages long. So I have 100 pages left, and I'm thinking that I may run a bath, even though last time I had a bath, I'm not a bath person. I literally almost fainted. It was so hot, but I'm thinking I'll give it a second chance. I'll have a bath, I'll have a cup of tea, maybe a sweet treat, and I'll try and read like 50 pages in the bath and then 50 pages in bed, because I leave for Sydney on Tuesday and I don't want to start a new book on the plane. I want to start it before I leave because I hate starting books in public. Anyways, it's just a weird thing about me. So I am thinking I'll try and finish this day, or that might be unrealistic. Maybe I should just finish it. Anyways, we'll just see how much we can read today, tonight, whatever feels right. And yeah, good day. Pretty chill. No real crazy updates. I think in terms of my enjoyment of In Tongues, Nathan, you really have skewed my perception, but no, probably your perception was just right. But I am definitely just finding this sort of lackluster. The characters are just sort of, I'm not attached to them. I sort of don't like any of them really. I don't really care for them. So I don't know, we'll see. Part of me feels bad reading this in the bath because it's such a beautiful edition, but such is life. It is so cold here. The weather has flipped on its head all of a sudden. I had work at the bookshop today and it was freezing. It's been raining, it's been grey skies, but it's almost been cozy. I got home, I did some filming for TikTok. I'm trying not to bulk film too much because I don't know, there's this little conspiracy going around that if you have too many drafts and you leave them there for too long, they don't do as well. So anyways, I just filmed a few videos, a few trends, whatever. I read a little bit last night and I read this morning. I'm like 150 pages of the way through In Tongues, and I don't actually know if I've sort of like outlined what it's about. It follows this young man who moves to New York after a relationship breakdown, and he becomes entangled and entwined in the relationship of an older couple who he becomes he just ends up working for them. And it's interesting. I think Nathan's Nook commented on my video just as I was starting this that they just sort of felt indifferent to it, and that's the only discourse I've seen on it. So it definitely has like sort of made me a little bit more uninterested or a little bit more skeptical about this book. But I don't know. It's just as Nathan said, it's sort of like it's fine read so far, but you were good and waiting for you to become great, as Abby Lee Miller once said. So yeah, tonight I think I'm so tired, I'm sick, like I feel like this sore throat has been here all week and I wake up and it's terrible. And I feel like it's almost coming to a head, like hopefully it doesn't get too much worse, hopefully it's going to go away, but I have a big week ahead, so I need to get better. But tonight I think just a little bit of reading. I might watch The Last Showgirl with my mum, it's like the new Pamela Anderson movie. Might do that. And then other than that, I think I need an early night. Like I want to go to bed by 10 o'clock at the latest. So yeah, that's it. I've really been enjoying this vlogging thing. I feel like I'm getting better at it. But yeah. It's Charlie from the future here. I have just finished editing this vlog. It's a few weeks later after I filmed it, and I realized I literally did a good job of speaking to you every day, and then I got busy. I had to run home, get ready for the Sydney Writers Festival, fly out, and I never told you what I thought of In Tongues by Thomas Granton. It has been a few weeks now, so I think that's a bad thing that I don't really remember honestly a lot about it. It was very unimpressionable. It was fine. The only thing that I can think of is that this sort of gave overcompensating vibes. If you haven't seen that TV show yet, you must. It was, I don't like TV, but that TV show, I loved it. And this sort of gave that vibe of like being lost, not really knowing what you're doing, hurting people, and being queer and trying to navigate the world as a young person and a young artist. And just, yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was fine, sort of unmemorable. I'm glad I read it, and I think the cover is still like absolutely beautiful. So that being said, those were my thoughts. Sorry it wasn't very articulate, but I think I might do some more of these reading vlogs over the next few weeks, because I really liked doing it. I felt like it held me accountable to make sure I'm talking to you and gave me a time frame on it. And this is definitely the longest vlog I've ever posted, so let me know if you enjoyed this really long format. I think it's like 40 minutes long or something ridiculous like that. So if you enjoyed hearing me ramble for like 40 minutes straight, this is probably also the most like crazy energy you've seen from me. So yeah, let me know if you enjoyed that. If not, we can go back to those shorter style vlogs where I don't talk to you as often, but let me know. I'd love to hear, and I hope you're well. Yeah, more vlogs coming soon. I'm vlogging as we speak, so I'll see you soon. I feel like Benjamin Journal doing this. Anyways, toodaloo.